Well, folks, me again, back again with another video. Today I'm going to be talking about thrash metal versus speed metal, because you got to remember, once the 80s dawned, because during the previous decade, the 70s, once Motorhead came out with Overkill and Ace of Spades, other young people picked up on it and started forming their own bands. You have thrash metal bands like Metallica, Testament, and all those other bands. And as the 80s progressed, and because once other bands started to sound like more commercial, other bands are like, you know what, we could be faster than y'all. Then you have bands like Exciter and all them trying to go faster than Metallica and all those other bands. And as the 80s progressed, and once GNR came out with their debut album, it crapped all over glam metal. And once the 90s dawned, Metallica cut their hair and played radio rock, and let's say other bands tried to sound more grunge and slang throughout. And I think speed metal is not really talked about that much. And you also gotta remember the same decade, the 80s, is the same decade black metal came out. The speed and black metal genres were getting more and more attention. Even in today's generation, people try to capitalize that success, like the speed and black metal aggression, but they never even come close. There's this band called Midnight. I think they tried to sound like Motorhead, but they're actually really good. I highly recommend them. I think there's a lot of other Motorhead copycats try to sound like Motorhead, but they never even come close. I mean, I do love the old thrash metal albums, but the speed metal albums are just slaying throughout. There's this band called Evil Invaders. They're an up-and-coming band itself. When I heard one of their first slaying songs, it's like, wow, this is amazing. I remember reading one comment on one of their videos one time. This person said, it sounds like Exciter meets Motorhead. I'm like, wow, that's amazing. The song's called Raising Hell. I'm sitting there thinking, if Lemmy was still alive today, he would have covered that song. Wow. But I think when I listen to Metallica's recent album, I think they're trying to recapitalize on that thrash metal success, but it's like they're having an abusive relationship with their instruments. They're trying to be one step ahead of the cool curve. I think the old guard of bands before the thrash bands tried to recapitalize their former glory, or just trying to be one step ahead of the cool curve. That's all I have to say. Well, let me answer it this way. There's a lot of other bands that are trying to capitalize that success and still slaying throughout. Even previous bands like Accept made an amazing comeback, by the way. I highly recommend Accept's albums. I don't know, I'm just not like a genre puritan, and I will throw my 2 cents into the fray. what are my thoughts on arm braces? I plan on getting some in the near future. I mean, there's even musicians back in the 80s who wore arm bracers. I mean, it's surprising they still brought those back. It's like, wow. Well, sign me up. Just sign me the fuck up. Just sign me up. Sign me up. I'll even cut the phone lines, in fact. I think thrash metal pushed out when I think the much heavier genres came into the fray. If thrash fans were honest, they would admit every bands like Razor and Heathen, it still has that aggression, that sacrificing it. Me, I prefer to listen to bands who don't sacrifice melody at the altar of aggression. You gotta have aggression with melody. But anyway, folks, hope y'all do enjoy. Like, subscribe, follow me on TikTok and Discord, and God bless y'all for it. And I'll see you next video.